So, hello again, friends of the French Foreign Legion. I'm back with two stories from French Guiana. Both stories happened in 1986 in South America, where I have based within the 3rd REI with the 3rd Foreign Regiment, Infantry Regiment. So, and both stories happened on the islands, on the Ile de Salut. As you know better than I do, the French had prisoners colony in French Guiana, and all the heavy brothers, the prisoners, the high prisoners, the heavy ones, real hard ones, have been deported from France to French Guiana and then to the island. Most of them on the Devil's Island, but also on the island Saint Joseph. And that's where the first story happened. So we were there, three friends, working and brainstorming and making some, having a good time. As one day we decided to go from one island, from the island Saint Joseph to the island Royal, to have a dinner, because on Royal we had a small hotel on top of the hill. And so we took our Zodiac and crossed the strait about 400 meters to Royal, had our dinner, and of course with the dinner we drank a little bit wine, maybe a little bit more than it was good for us. And when we came back to the quay, to our Zodiac, the Zodiac was not there. So one of us had the idea, so let's cross the strait by swimming. And we were looking one each other and say, "Hopla, what happened? Is this real?" And you must know that when the prisoners on Ile Royale died, and they had a survival rate from about 10%, only 10%, once a week they throw their corpse in the strait, in the Atlantic Sea. And it was always at noon. And before they throw the corpse into the Atlantic, they rang a bell. And also, at the same time the bell was ringing, the strait was full with sharks. Then the corpse was drawn into the strait, and the shark, of course, did their bloody job. And now, as our comrades say, let's cross the strait by swimming, we say, oops, because it was noon. And everywhere where they have good eyes, you could see sharks. And then our comrade asked us, "Hey, you're afraid? You're scared?" Of course, this is one question you should never ask a legionnaire. Are you scared about something? Are you afraid about something? And then we just did it. We jumped into the water and crossed the strait by swimming. And as we told this story, to the instructors, jungle instructors, 1 week later, as we have been in the jungle training school, they say, "Hey, brothers, normally you should be dead, because this is one of the most dangerous action you have done. But we are still alive." And that's the story. So the next story happened a couple of months later on the same place, on St. Joseph Island. We have been there, three friends making holiday. And as you know, on holiday we had some things with us, some material, some equipment. So everybody had a sea bag, sac marin, what we call in French, in Legionnaire language. And in the sac marin we had, of course, a lot of beers, a lot of drinks, something to eat. Not so much. And some music. music from Serge Gainsbourg, music from Renaud, music from Jean-Pax Meffray, Eddie Piaf, of course, but also some music from the German Wehrmacht, Deutsche Wehrmacht, Wehrmachtslieder. And we wanted to stay 2 weeks, having a good time, making fire in the evening, drinking some beers, just relaxing, making some sports, thinking over our lifetime position, making some philosophy also. And the island was a good place to do all these things. And on the island, we also had a fisherman. A fisherman, he was a local one, a Creole, something mixed about Indian and Creole man. And every morning at 5 a.m., so the sun was not up on the sea, and we went with the fisher to fishing. And most of the time we had good luck, because we could catch the big grouper going up to 250, 300 kilo, big ones, really big groupers. And to say thank you to the fisherman, once in the evening we invited him to have a dinner with us in our carbe. And so we made fish, we make riz cantonais, we make some good music. And during the meal, the fisherman smoked kind of cigarette, and it was a strange, how can I say it? Strange smell comes out of the cigarette. And I asked him, "Hey, what are you smoking? Can I try it?" And he looked at me and told me, "You shouldn't try my cigarette." And I say, "Why?" So this is another question. You should never tell a legionnaire, you shouldn't do this. And I asked him, "Please, I want to be a parachutist a paratrooper of the French Foreign Legion soon. I'm legionnaire. I can smoke your weed without problems." So he smiled, gave me the cigarette, handed over the cigarette to me, and I smoked. It was good, so I smoked the whole cigarette. And as it was time to go to bed, we all jumped in our hammock. It was a Brazilian hammock. I think you know them. And in the night time, I had a strange dream. I dreamt that I get out of my hammock and I run the whole night around the island without shoes on my feet, naked as a worm. So, but I didn't care, because dream is dream and reality is reality. In the morning when I woke up, when I jumped out of my hammock, I felt a lot of pain in my feet, and I looking down to my feet and I saw them, everything was covered with blood. And then I realized that the dream wasn't a dream, it was reality. So, in reality, I ran around the island on a small path. And I asked myself, what kind of weed the fisherman had in his cigarette I smoked in the evening. So, the two stories has been true stories. I lived in French Guiana. We lived in French Guiana. There are some other stories, and I invite you to be with me, not later than 1 week, when I tell you other stories from my lifetime as a legionnaire in French Guiana. Thanks for your patience. Amitié légionnaire. Bye bye.